Hello, my name is Skip, and this is my top 10 worst movies of the year. This is the bottom of the barrel, and let me tell you something. There's a lot of stars in these movies, and a lot of good people involved in these movies. I guess they just didn't realize when they made them, they were making some pretty crappy movies. Or some of them maybe knew they were making them, and knew they were crappy, and still made them anyway. So here's my list of top 10 worst movies of the year. Transformers 3. I mean, I know the Transformers movies are meant to be, explosive and action-packed and special effects and so forth. But you know what? They still have to have some semblance of story, and slow motion uh, walking and stuff of the characters and actors in it, that's not good acting to me. And the story is just, kind of stupid. And I just have to say, I did not like Transformers 3 at all. Number 9, we have not been able to make very good horror movies. And the last, I don't know, however many, I can't really say the last good horror movie I've seen. And I'll tell you, this year there was some bad horror movies, but I think the worst of all of them was Insidious. Oh, just what a piece of junk that was. I mean, anybody that was scared of that, man, they're probably scared of their own shadow too. Um, Number 8, I would have to say, I mean, change-up movies, buddy change-up movies aren't really that funny to begin with, and I think the vulgarity involved with the change-up made it equally as bad as a lot of the movies on this list, and that's why I think Jason Bateman and Ryan Reynolds guys had some good movies this year in my opinion, and I just think this is a bad movie, and I feel bad they were in it. Number 7, another Aaron Eckhart, good actor, and I think maybe he might have got a payday or something, what the deal is, but Battle Los Angeles is just horrible. He just kind of just stands and like poses for the camera, and sometimes they're like chasing aliens and it looks like they're just going through a bunch of cardboard cutouts of backyards or something like that. I mean, just talk about another movie with not a lot of plot. Just could not stand Battle Los Angeles. Number 6, oh geez, talk about bad. This is really bad. I mean, from the people that did the Pineapple Express, Your Highness, I mean, Danny McBride, he's a funny guy. Danny McBride's a funny guy, and Natalie Portman, she had just come off an Oscar, and she's really had a good year as far as being in a lot of different good movies or whatever. But James Franco, what the heck were these guys thinking? This movie, all the groin jokes and just some horrible acting, and I just didn't like Your Highness at all. Number 5, oh, jeez and Pete, I was a huge fan of The Hangover, and I thought it was an innovative, thought-provoking, smart comedy, and it had plenty of laughs and it kept you thinking always to the end. But then to go do the exact same thing all over again, I mean, couldn't you come up with something original that would get us, us interested in these characters a second time around instead of doing the exact same thing and taking the story to Thailand? I mean, just ridiculous that they would do this to us. And I just think The Hangover 2 is definitely one of the worst movies of the year. Now, another movie, sometimes you get these graphic novels or comic books that are movies based on comic books or graphic novels, and sometimes they're good, and sometimes they're really bad, and that is what Priest is. And I mean, they spent millions of dollars on special effects and makeup and sets and you name it, and well, maybe they should have spent some money on a story. I mean, the story of this movie is ridiculous, let alone, I mean, the idea of this priests that hunt vampires. I mean, I just could not understand what Paul Bettany wanted to play this character, and he's played a priest before, but I think this time he went down the wrong path. Um, Number three, you know, Zack Snyder's a good director, and I really enjoyed Watchmen and 300, and I can't wait for the Man of Steel out sometime next year, I hope. But I don't know what the heck he was thinking. I mean, Sucker Punch to me seemed like a video game for 15 or 16-year-old boys who are interested in hot girls and skimpy outfits, and so you get to see a movie with all these hot girls in these fake computer generated backgrounds and different war situations or whatever, and it's just another movie with the plot is just preposterously stupid. The acting's bad. I mean, Zack Snyder, sorry to say, buddy, this is definitely a bad movie, buddy. Number two, and this is a close to number one in my opinion. I mean, but I could not have it take over the number one spot. But I just think it's absolutely abysmal, and I think Twilight Saga: Breaking Dawn Part One was, you know, the part about it is you watch the actors. The actors know they're in a bad movie. They can't even keep a straight face half the time, you know, and you know, Kristen Stewart and James Pattinson, they're good actors. You know, they have been in some good stuff over the years. You know, Welcome to the Rileys for her, and Water for Elephants for James Pattinson over the last year or so. And I'm just saying to myself, why do you continue to do these movies when you know they're bad? I mean, it must be the money or something, because they are horrible, horrible movies, and the story is stupid. And I mean, the end of this movie was ridiculously absurd, and these books are written, and they're pieces of junk to begin with. So you take a movie based on a book that's garbage, and you know you're going to come up with more garbage. And you know, the only thing worse than Twilight Saga: Breaking Dawn this year, and I'm going to say it was my number one worst movie of the year halfway through the year, and it was the worst movie I've seen at the beginning of the year last year, and it stands up, and that is the Green Hornet. And I think the Green Hornet is so bad. I mean, you have some really good people involved. You know, Tom Wilkinson and Seth Rogen and Christoph Waltz. Even he can't save this movie. Christoph Waltz is a really good actor. He's about the best part in this piece of garbage. I mean, the action sequences, the special effects. You know, you get a couple laughs, but they're like stupid laughs. You know, because the guy is such a dumb character, and the way Seth Rogen portrays him is so dumb. You know, and I cannot believe that this movie took so long to come to the theaters, and this is the kind of piece of junk we ended up with. So, The Green Hornet is still my worst movie of the year. And one last thing, I'm only reviewing movies that I have seen. So if I have not seen them, I can't say they're the worst movies. So this is Skip, and this has been my worst movies of 2011.